Before we get into the charts of Microsoft, here's an article I want to go over first from the Motley Fool. 3 reasons to buy Microsoft stock before it skyrockets. Hasn't it already skyrocketed though? All right, let's get into the article. We have tech giant Microsoft has become a Wall Street darling again, thanks to the rapid and prominent position in AI space. Its partnership with OpenAI, the company that developed ChatGPT, has brought Microsoft to relevancy again. According to ARK Invest Big Idea 2023, AI is estimated to generate $90 trillion in enterprise value by 2030. According to PwC, which is Price Waterhouse or Clearance, for example, places it estimates a roughly $16 trillion in potential in the space moving forward. All right, so here's the 3 reasons why retail investors like you and I should be adding portfolio stock of Microsoft to our portfolio. All right, so now they have this big buy-in acquisition of activist Blizzards, which has been getting a lot of press. The EU first denied them. I guess they're trying to iron out the details in order for this merger to go through. Nevertheless, this will enable Microsoft to capture a significant share of the cloud gaming market, which Grandview Research forecasts will expand at a compound annual rate of roughly 46% between now and 2030, growing from 1 billion to nearly 21 billion over that span. Wow, that's big. Azure is a leader in cloud computing services. So in the fiscal 2023 third quarter, which ended on March 31st, Microsoft's Azure and other cloud services revenue grew 21% year over year. So that's huge. Azure is also well positioned to benefit from the huge growth in demand for data and computing resources required to power AI capabilities. Plus, organizations are also preferring Azure for its AI capabilities. At the time of its fiscal Q3 earnings call, the company reported that it had more than 2,500 customers for its Azure Open AI services, up 10x on a sequential basis. And then, of course, you got AI, right? The ChatGPT integrated version of the Bing search engine is already capturing market share from from Google's in their internet search space. The company has integrated the most advanced ChatGPT 4, that's the new version, into Azure Cloud Computing Platform, giving its clients access to advanced AI models they can use to develop their customized applications. Now, Microsoft is currently a little pricey. The PE is 36 relative to the NASDAQ 100, which is roughly 20. However, that growth could be justified in the form of their AI initiatives, a strong balance sheet, and cash in the form of dividend given to shareholders. Now let's go to the charts, and we're going to start with the monthly chart. And yeah, hasn't price already taken off and skyrocketed? All right, so we're going to do this a little different this time. This is the current all-time high, 350. This is the recent lows at 313. We're going to do this dashed line in red. I'll give you the reason for that. We're going to divide the high and the low, most recent high and the low, into 5 segments. And then we're going to equally space them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now, pretend this was a bag of apples. Would you want to buy that bag of apples at $2.13? Or do you want to buy that apple at $3.50? Now, most will say, I want to buy that bag of apples at $2.13, right? Now, let's complicate the matter. What if there are only 5 bags of apples left in the store and you have 20 customers that want those 5 bags of apples. Now, are you willing to pay $3.50 for that bag of apples? More than likely, right? And that's how the Wall Street institutions look at stocks, in particular, a stock chart. So let's do this. We broke it up into 5 segments. We're going to say that that's fair value. We're going to say this is very expensive. But I didn't have to tell you that, right? The article told us valuation is high. This is expensive. This is cheap. And this is bargain prices. So we're going to call this instead, yeah, let's leave it at bargain prices. Better yet, very cheap, just to keep it simple. All right, so in the middle of the recent high and low, prices at fair value, I always refer to it as the buyers and sellers are equal, prices at equilibrium. But as you get out of this fair value range, let's do it in white, the prices start getting expensive, right? We're going to do this one in close as I got. Let's do pink. And then up here in the very expensive, that's kind of like the red. Like, no, no. Down below, we're going to say this is the cheap. And this is kind of like a screaming buy down here. So the question that you have to ask yourself is, are you willing to buy that bag of apples for $3.50, knowing that there's only 5 left and there are 20 customers in the store that want those 5 bags of apples? How valuable is that bag of apples to you? Right? And I think that's what the article is kind of getting at. Even though price relative to the most recent highs and lows are expensive, you're paying for forward earnings, not current earnings, but forward earnings, right? Now down here was a steal, right? This was October, November, December. This is when the Feds were continuing to hike, jack up rates. However, prices found the bargain area. This is where institution says, you know what? Prices are at a discount right now. Prices have sold off. Let's see if I can find it. Well, yeah, prices have sold off almost 40%. I better get in. But then in February, it was off to the races. We had a new theme in Wall Street. It was the AI theme. This is not going to be the latest all-time high. We are roughly 15 points or dollars before breaking this high. Yes, I know it's expensive. Now, I would not be buying. Here's one strategy you can do. You want to see how price action progresses. It's the monthly chart now. If price breaks, expect price to pull back. That would be the opportunity to go long. Now, as we saw with NVIDIA, we didn't get that chance. Prices kept moving higher. Now, potentially, price will decline to the 350-ish area, potentially. But that's the risk reward scenario that you have to decide for yourselves. So going back to Microsoft. Potentially, if we are at a localized top, maybe price comes down a little bit, right? I could say this area we have a rallying price, 2 basic candles, and then a strong move down. Potentially, the sellers are waiting for price to move up a little higher before shorting the stock. Again, the buyers that bought at 220, there were a lot more buyers down here than there are up here. And there are a lot more sellers up here than there are down here, right? The imbalance. So it'll be interesting to see how things pan out. I'll say over the summer, the market has to cool down a little bit and pull back a little bit. We haven't gotten that yet. So the question is the right time to buy Microsoft? You got the reasons, but is it the right time now? Thanks for watching. Subscribe. Please like the video.